and all that, get that out of the way. Right, and my needle, but I got no more actual sewing to do, so what I generally do is post the needle. Oh, I don't want that bit, get rid of the thread, but I post the last needle that I was working with on the front of my sewing hoop, sewing bag, so I know that that's that's a good needle. Right, and that thread and get rid of these pins and get rid of. Right, what are we doing now? Okay, so basically in the last video I showed you I cut the back, and now it's time for us to do the front. So I tighten up the next, I don't know which way around to put this, but tighten up the second layer of the insole bright. So there's 2 layers. The next thing I want to do, having got those straightened up, is plonk it on to the backing. So if I turn the whole thing over, boom, there's the backing. So I'm going to go to my machine now, and with all of this I should use a bit of spray. Just a moment, what haven't I done? Oh yeah, ooh. My trusty 505 Udif 505 temporary adhesive for fabrics. We've talked about this a lot of times, so I am just gonna, well, I'm going to take these pins out that I had holding my bits and bobs together, and I am going to go with, my odd ends with spray. A few squirts on there, and I am just going to, it's curling up, but I'm just going to hold that down. And the only other thing that I need to hold down, I just want one squirt on there and press it down into shape as that. These bits are held by everything else, so I'm happy with that, right? So then the second part of the insole bright, God knows what that was, I am just going to give it a couple of squirts and plonk that on top and smooth that down, right? So then I can pick it up and that's attached. And the last thing is, I don't like to squirt on fabric because I would rather it be held on the batting. Bit of spray on there, and then take my backing fabric and, as best I can, lay that down on it as well. And now I have a sandwich. And before we start using the strips to bind it, having got this sandwich, I'm going to take it to the machine and I am going to use less than 1/4 inch width zigzag all the way around the edge to hold it together, and I'll come back to you. Having gone round and zigzagged the edge, you can see here now I've zigzagged around the edge, yeah. My only concern is this side. See, the back is fine, but my only concern really is this side. So I could get back my little because that's the thing with quilting. Oh, and obviously I got the button that's holding me up as well. That's the only thing with quilting, is it will tend to shrink the fabric. So that was my only real concern. But remember, we're going to be covering this over. I didn't quite get round that corner, it doesn't matter. Right, so now, yeah, it's more or less held together with a zigzag all the way around the edge. Now, take that to one side for a minute. Oh, that's going to be lovely. Take that to one side for a minute. We've got to deal with these pieces. Now, I have told you again and again and again, joining fabric, and we're doing it on a diagonal, so it looks lovely. So one piece over the top like this, get a pin. Oh, I think where I'm going, from the top corner, of course I'm back to front with you, I'll turn it round in a minute, and the inside corner. I'm doing it the wrong way around, you idiot Jack. Right, so best side up, wrong side down. Right, line them up, and top corner, we moved it now already, top corner, pin that one, and this corner, pin that one. Yeah, so your fabric is meeting top to bottom. What we're gonna do, should I get a ruler? Should I do it? Yeah, okay, let's get some sort of ruler. Where we're gonna sew is from the top left to the bottom right across that diagonal. Yeah, so if I just draw a pink line, can you see it? Yeah, so that's where we're sewing, and then when we take the pins out and we reel it back, it will be joined. I'm going to go and sew that now. Alright, just brought this back. Okay, so, and I took the pins out. So I sewed from there to there, as you can see. If I bring the fabric back, yeah, there's my join. Yeah, loving it. Works, using the straight line works well for me. So the next thing I can do is, as I say to you, well, I mean, I do it by eye, but if you wanted to, you could put a 1/4 inch line with any old sort of ruler, 1/4 inch line on your stitch line, and say whoopty-whoopty-woo, and get rid of a corner, yeah, so that when you bring your stitching back, when I go, and I will go and press this now, because we're going to press this in half, but when I get over to my iron, I will be pressing that seam open. I'm just finger pressing it for now, but I will be pressing that seam open so there's not so much bulk, because now what we're going to do when we go to the iron is iron all of this with nice side outside, both sides, and we're going to, I can practically do this by hand. Actually, this material is so good. This is Aldi's. It's Aldi's, and it's got so much starch in it already. Do you know what? I don't need to iron it. Look at this. It's because it's got so much starch in it. If you've got a much more pliable, less, if your fabric hasn't got any starch in it, you're gonna have to iron it. But I can finger press this. Look, see, I can finger press that because, as I said, this is from Aldi's, and it's pretty good, and it's well starched material. I've not put any additional starch on this. This is just how it comes. So, start this end. I love it if I can just finger press it. I love it. Really, really good, because that saves me a lot of time. Yeah. So now, okay, so there you go. Go to the iron and press it in half, just like that. Then you can take the project, yeah. Now we're going to have a problem here, because normally I say, well, leave an 8 to 10 inch gap. We can't, because this is so tiny. So now we're going to have to work a bit sort of like you know, I'm going to have my gap here, because most people, when they look at things, they look to the right, they don't look to the left. So I'm gonna leave a tail, and I'm gonna pin. Not gonna be much of a tail, so we're gonna have to screw this project up to finish it off. But I'm gonna start there, yeah, and I will film this so that you can see it, because I want Deborah to do this way out this time. So rough edges to rough edges. Here's the fold, and I'm going to go and film this now, what I do on the sewing machine. I think I'm recording now. Right, okie doke. Now, Deborah, I want you to watch this carefully, because at the end of the day, I want you to do this the right way round. I know you're very comfortable doing it the wrong way round, but let's do it the right way round, okay? So where my pin is, let me see what I'm on now. What am I on? 240. Yeah, well, I'll probably bring that down to 20. Say it's yeah, whatever. I'll do it manually. So 240 stitch, 1/4 of an inch. Okay, I'm going to bring down my thing, do a couple forward, hold my reverse, and do a couple back. Okay, and then I'm going to do forward, and this is how. Now look here. I got a mark on my there. I got a mark on my foot that says that's a 1/4 inch in front of my needle. Okay, so now I will just, I should put this on lift up. What am I? I can put stop needle up, right? Can't do it for this minute because I haven't done it yet. And then I will twist it, put my needle back down, and go off 45 degrees angle to the corner. Right? Now, I put it the right way round, you'll see it. So I stop there, and I've gone off at 45 degree angle, yeah? Now, what I do is take the judgment, and it doesn't really matter how much fabric I got. Let's get rid of some, right? What I want my fabric to do is to lie in a straight line with this edge, which then gives me a 45 degree angle along here, yeah? If it's all in a straight line, you know, geometry says that's right. Then I fold my material back on itself using that top line as a guide. So now look, it's coming right down back on itself, yeah? Then I go back under my needle, and I just move in a little bit and go, well, do 3 or 4, yeah, and then back stitch right to the top, and then I want you to come forward again, okay, and doing my 1/4 of an inch all the way down, as we do, yeah. Again, I've got a line on mine that says, I got a line on my foot that says, alright, you've come to there. It's take my foot up so I can swivel it, because I just put, like, stop foot up, and I can then stitch out to the end and cut it a 45-degree angle. Alright, again, now, in exactly the same way as we just did from my corner, yeah, I can get rid of all the extra fabric. I can make a 45-degree angle from a corner. It's not a very good corner, to be honest with you, but from the corner I can make a 45-degree angle so that everything is working up nice and straight, and bring it back down and hold that top line so it's following down, okay, yep, plonk that back under the needle in a bit and go, we'll do some then, and then back stitch, so I go right back up to the top and then continue. Getting quite thick now, so it doesn't want to continue, right? So now comes down, this is why I wanted this moustache out of the way. So now I'm following down with this binding all the way to the other corner. Again, with the mark on my foot, I knew that that's 1/4 of an inch, so I can then do a 45-degree angle to the corner and cut it off. Brilliant. So the last time now, here we go, make your 45-degree angle, which you know you've got, when that's going straight up and that's going straight up, so then you can bring it, holding it all nice and tight, you can bring it right back down and fold it on the top, so that's coming right back down, lovely, into the needle, couple of stitches forward and then reverse right back up to the top and then continue to stitch down. Now, if you remember, I said, I could leave a tail. We're not going to have much to work with, but I am leaving a tail. So I can get around that corner and then we're going to have to do something. So I'm just going to continue. That's it for me, and then off at a 45-degree angle, cut it. This is my last corner now, 45-degree angle from the corner, so this is all nice and straight, that's all nice and straight, and I can bring it down nice and straight. Now, I am going to put this under the machine, but I'm only going to do down because it's like, I am hampered by the size of this. So under the needle, do a few stitches and then back it up. So I'm stitching right to the top and then back again. Right, now I got to the other end, so I'm backing up a few and cutting it, because if I don't, I simply won't have any gap to work with at all. So now I got that gap, yeah, I want a 2.5 inch overlap. I think we need to go back to the table and look at how we do that.